Okay. Oh yeah, little afternoon cardio session. 30 minutes, you know how we do. Let's keep ourselves honest and get the screen up here. If you guys don't know how to do it, if you have an iPhone and an iWatch, just go on to your settings, go to accessibility, and what is it here? Go to Apple Watch mirroring, turn that on, and then when it turns on, you'll begin to see it. So I'm gonna do indoor cycling, as you can see that here. And then all you gotta do is just X out of that screen, brings you up to the main screen. As you can see, heart rate is at 100, starting off at 100, 17 seconds in, and let's get busy. Just hit 1 calorie. If you're wondering why I'm starting at 100 calories, is because I'm running up and down the stairs and trying to hook up the cameras, and that's why I'm at 100 beats per minute. But we don't start until that clock says that my beats per minute says 115. That's when we start. So generally it takes about 4 or 5 minutes, and that's when the clock that's when the clock starts. I'm trying to be at anywhere from 115 to 125, anywhere in that area, to hit that level 2, that zone 2 cardio, steady state cardio. For those that are just tuning in and really don't know what that means, it's really simple. It's the type of cardio where you can carry out a conversation with someone and not be too exhausted. That's zone 2, where you're like super out of breath. You can't catch your breath. You can't really talk to anybody because you're trying to focus on running or whatever else you're doing. But yeah, we're 2 minutes in. I'm at 110, picking up that pace, trying to get to 115 so we can begin. Total calories is 10. My active calories is 7. And if you watch this cardio and BS before, you'll realize that you don't burn that many calories with zone 2. Okay, zone 2 cardio, you're not burning that many calories, and it's a good thing if your diet is on track. If you're sticking to your diet, counting your calories, and coming in either at maintenance or maybe just a bit under maintenance, you're in a calorie deficit, zone 2 cardio is good because it'll put you or help you stay in that calorie deficit. If you weigh your food and it's off a little bit, maybe you wake up at night and cheat like I did last night, have the rest of that Italian bread with some peanut butter. What a mess. Guilty pleasures. But as long as you're hitting the cardio, you're doing it. I do it 3 days a week, sometimes 4 days a week. And right now, since I allowed myself to put on a bit more body fat, I'm picking it up a little bit more. along with staying in a slight calorie deficit. So my calories are around, I want to say 1,800. And then with the combination of this and just moving around all day will put me, I would probably say comfortably, maybe at 400 total calories throughout the day, maybe 5. So if you take the 500 calories that I'm expending with cardio and just fidgeting and moving around, plus me being at 1,700 total calories for the day, you deduct the 500 from the 17, that'll put me at 1,200 calories for the entire day. And that's pretty much enough where I can lose about a pound, maybe a little less than a pound, but about a pound of fat every week. But then it stops. It stops. Why? Because I'm 151 pounds and there's not that much left. I think once you get into the 13%, 12% body fat range, I think that's where it really starts to get difficult, especially when you're older, you know? When you're over 50, it seems as if it's, the body fat just doesn't want to budge. So we're at 120. We're 5 minutes, 40 seconds in. We can start at 5, right? So this cardio will end when that clock says 35 minutes. And I typically want to keep it right there. The 122 zone, right? 122 beats per minute. And then just keep that steady. Have a conversation with you guys, talk about everything. But yeah, get back to this cardio, man, and fat loss. Seems like the older you get, the more difficult it becomes. Even if you decide to eat, 1,000 calories a day, it just doesn't matter, man. Very, very difficult. And you gotta really be careful because you still have to take in, enough macros for your body to operate optimally, You still have to consume your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And at 1,200 calories, you're barely making it, which means you gotta do more cardio if you wanna continue losing more weight. So it's tough, man. Eating 1,700 calories a day, I'll tell you how I do it. So I wake up in the morning. This morning I had 2 cups of oatmeal, or 2 servings of oatmeal. That was 300 calories right there. For each serving of oatmeal, and it's the regular Quaker, in the round box type oatmeal, not the ones that have sugar in it. Doesn't have the berries and all that artificial flavoring, just the regular one. And how I jazz it up is I make it with water. I don't make it with milk. I put some Sweet Low in it or some Equal. You guys don't have to do that for all you Equal phobes that think that Equal is giving people cancer. But anyway, I put Equal and Sweet and Low, and some cinnamon, and that's it. So 2 servings, each serving has 27 grams of carbs. So that'll put me at 54 grams of carbs in the morning. Good carbs too, Fiber, I think it has 5 grams of protein for each serving. So that's an additional 10 grams. when you add 2 servings up. What else? Lowering that intensity, because I don't want to go past 125. So we're at 9 minutes, 40 active calories, 54 total calories, 122 beats per minute. So each serving would have 5 grams of protein. That's 10 grams right there. And now for my protein source, I've been having egg whites from the carton, and I've been having approximately, I would say half the carton. It's a quart, so I would just take half of it, put that into the pan. I'm not measuring it. I'm just putting that into the pan, and that'll give me around 50 grams of protein. So combined, I'm having about 60 grams of protein in the morning. Combine that with the oatmeal. I'm having my carbs. I'm not putting any cheese or anything like that on the egg whites, just salt, pepper, garlic, and that's it. So I'm doing that twice a day. And I leave twice a day. I believe the half a carton of egg whites is roughly around 300 calories. So you add the 300 from the oatmeal, 300 from the egg whites, that's 600 calories. You times that by 2, 1,200 calories. And the other 500, I've been leaving that for my cravings. I can go ahead and I can have another, right? I can have just another portion where I'm getting 180 grams of protein. But I don't know, to me it just seems like that's too much protein for an individual who is 51 years old, not on TRT, not on steroids. It's just too much. It's unnecessary. And so I'm just trying to get, I would say, if I'm getting 120, 130 grams of protein every day, I'm good. So far I've been feeling good when it comes to the weight workout. I don't need anything more than that. And so that 500 calories that I leave out for the remaining of the day is to cover my late night cravings. So if I'm feeling like ice cream, I'm feeling like some cookies or something, or some cake, you know, I'll have it. I'm not weighing it, I'm not measuring it or anything like that. I'll just have like a cup or something, and that's it, I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the night. I'll just fall asleep like a baby. So you combine the cardio, like I said previously, you combine that with me fidgeting and moving around every day, and I'm staying underneath my, my deficit. I'm underneath my maintenance. So I know to maintain weight at my height and weight, I think I need to be around 2,000 calories, maybe 2,100 calories, around there. So I'm already in the deficit, which I'm in a massive deficit, to be honest with you. Because if I'm 5'7" and I'm 151, so, and I think I'm probably around 15% body fat. So for me to be at 1,200 calories, that's a lot. I should be losing more than a pound of body fat a week, and I'm not. What does that mean? That means I gotta move more. So I'm even thinking, Do I have to add an extra day or two of cardio? 30 minutes? Do I got to start pushing my cardio sessions from 30 minutes to an hour? I don't know, 30 minutes to 45 minutes? I don't know, seems like it. I don't know. All I know is that it's a pain in the ass to try to get lean and stay lean over 50. On my last post, I put out a video I put out the video, but the title was, combat sarcopenia. You gotta work hard, and it's the truth. And what is sarcopenia? Basically, it's the deterioration of your muscle. And it happens as we age. And when men age, where do we lose most of our fat, or most of our muscle rather? We lose it in our legs. We lose it in our glutes. That's like the first thing to go. The ass is like the first thing to go for some reason. Maybe it's because we're sitting on our ass all day after a certain age, but it's the legs and the ass. We tend to store more fat, body fat around our stomach. We tend to lose a lot of mass in our arms. Sucks. So how do you combat that? Well, studies will show you, and not just studies, but real life people that have been training for decades that are able to keep this amount of muscle have been training like this consistently for decades. So even I think Andrew Huberman had a female doctor, I forget her name, but he interviewed her on his podcast about 6 days ago. I was watching that, and she broke it down to the point where it was pretty understandable. Like, you get older, you gotta move. You gotta move harder. You gotta train harder. And it's not cardio. It's not just getting out there and running for 45 minutes, 60 minutes and thinking that that's it. You must move weight. And it's gotta be heavy. There's no two ways about it. And it's gotta be heavy for you. Because heavy for me and heavy for someone else could be two different things. So as long as you are getting in a workout, a resistance workout with weights, that's the only way you're gonna preserve muscle. Honestly. And to preserve muscle, you gotta train hard. So I found that by doing basics, the basic compound movements, squat, now I'm incorporating deadlifts, and damn, it feels good to incorporate deadlifts again. Barbell curls, bench, shoulder presses, push-ups, things like that. Basic movements. Multi-muscle inclusion type movements. That's the way to go. And try to progressively overload each week, or maybe, if adding on more weight each week is something that you can't do, I get it. It's very difficult, but adding, let's just say 5 extra pounds and seeing if you can get a rep, maybe even a half a rep every month, that's progressive overload. Training with the weights and just going through the motions, doing 15, 20 reps, and you're not really training hard, you're not really breathing heavy, you don't feel like you're gonna pass the fuck out. Like, if that's what you're doing, you're better off not doing anything at all, man. Just standing there and you see it all the time in the gym. just taking up time, doing absolutely nothing. Like that's nothing. You can do that at home. Oh, damn. I don't know why my nuts get so goddamn numb. Jesus. Yeah, but you gotta move, man. You gotta move, and you gotta move with vigor. Training hard is the only way. The older you get, the harder you gotta train. Especially for men, it's like our testosterone levels dip, they're low, we're not eating right, we're not sleeping right. It's like the only way to combat that, you know, from muscle loss, you gotta move weight. We're 19 minutes in. 19 minutes, 28 seconds. Heart rate is at 115. Total calories is 120. Active calories is 92. That's it, just 92 calories. And I'm sweating my ass off, and it's only 93 calories, that's it. So if you're not, you know, for each person, it's gonna be different. Obviously, if you are a 300-pound male and you're 6 feet and you're doing this type of steady state cardio, you're gonna lose a lot more calories because you're a bigger man. But for me, the clock doesn't lie. Look at it. 96 active calories. I'm breathing a little bit heavy. I can still carry out a conversation, but I'm sweating. I got this running Adidas shirt on purpose. I got this on purpose so I can sweat even more, get all that water out. Many of you been watching this content know that I like suffering, man. I like to suffer. The more I suffer, the better I feel. And honestly, I hate training like a pussy. You know, if you're gonna fucking train hard. Train as hard as you can. Tomorrow is quad day. We're gonna be doing quads, and what are we doing? Quads. I'm gonna switch it up. I think it might just be like, I don't know, quads and chest maybe. Who knows? Depends on how I feel. Maybe quads and back. It's a weird workout, but if you didn't catch my last episode of Cardio and BS, I'm trying to separate my quads from my hams so that way I could apply the same amount of energy when I'm hitting them twice a week. Because I'm one of them guys where it's the legs and the glutes that's going first. As you can see from my other videos, you can see my back is good. My back is strong, my shoulders are pretty strong. My chest is all right? Arms are okay. Still holding fat around the chest and the stomach area. Legs are pretty lean, but they're not big. So I'm not trying to grow the quads, because if I was trying to grow and get bigger, then I know that I would have to be in a calorie surplus. I know that I would have to eat more. I get it. And that's not what I want to do. I don't want to, you know, have to push the limits to, I don't know, to 165 or 170. Because honestly, I just don't feel comfortable at that weight. Can't move around. I just feel too big at 170. At 5'7", 170? Yeah, not for me. To each his own though. But for me, you know, if I can just put on a couple of more pounds on my quads, man. You know, I'll take 155, but I want all 5 pounds in my quads. As we get older, the issues, not only men, but for men and women, is our legs, especially our knees. You know, going down the stairs and going up the stairs is a chore if you're not training. For some people, it's debilitating. You can't even do it without holding on to the rail, taking a pause at the, you know, at the mid-level of the staircase, having to take a break and then continue going up. It's terrible. This is why I focus more of my energy on legs and quads. I want to be able to, you know, pick up my kid, play around and run around, you know, still have some strength there. Be able to pick up heavy shit and not be complaining about my back or my knees or whatever the case is. The only way to do that is to put these quads in a position where they're being tortured. And I gotta torture them every day. If I could torture them every single day, I would, I'm telling you. But I can't because they're sore. My hams are sore sometimes, my glutes are sore, my quads are killing me sometimes, you know. And it sucks because I know for a fact that if I were to jump on gear, okay, steroids, for those that don't know what gear is, oh man, would things just change. You'd be looking at a freak. If I were to hop on gear right now, it's over. But at what expense, right? At what expense? Then I'll always be, you know, in a position where I would have to now take TRT just to exist, to survive. Man, I'd rather go through the pain and the struggle and doing it naturally than have to do that. I'm not trying to take away any more time from my life just to jump on gear and look good, you know? For what purpose? Honestly, for what? Just so that other dudes could be in the comments talking about how sick you look? Come on, man. I'm good. Because women can care less, honestly. Women can care less about that. They can care less. They would prefer you stay at home, you know, order a pie, a pizza, or maybe get out the ice cream, sit back on the couch and just eat with them and watch some TV. That's what they would prefer. Oh, we're eating cake today, baby? Yes. You know. You guys know what it is. They can care less about abs and quads and all that shit. That's a man thing, man. The majority of women. Some women do, but I would say the overwhelming majority, they just want you to be all right, man. They want you to be healthy, look fit, you know what I mean? Look good in some clothes and that's it. 27 minutes in, we still got another 7 more minutes, so I'm gonna go check the camera, make sure it's still recording, change the memory cards, and We'll be right back. I'm gonna pause this. Pause it at 27:54:01. Okay, finish off now. Let's go. Heart rate is at 102, let's pick it up. Yeah, I'm sweating my ass off right now. It's hot as hell. Damn. It's gotta be about 90 degrees in this garage. I need a thermometer in here. It's all good. 109. Let's go. 137 active calories, 179 total calories, which that doesn't count because the extra 50 were from the, from me walking around this morning and stuff like that, fidgeting or whatever. So in all actuality, during this cardio session, 28 minutes, 52 seconds in, I burned 139 active calories. That's it. That is not a lot. So if I doubled this, let's just say I double the time. By the time, 35 minutes have passed, let's just say I'm at a cool 200 calories burned, active calories burned. Well, in 1 hour, that would be 400. 400 calories in 1 hour. So you gotta ask yourself, do you have, enough time to spare to do 1 hour of cardio? Thank you. 1 hour of cardio, every day. Do you have the time? Or is watching what you eat a better option? Because technically, I don't have to do this. I don't have to be on here for 35 minutes every other day doing cardio. I can just choose not to eat bullshit. I could choose to be disciplined at night and not, get that sweet tooth going, and I think I'd be good. I don't know. But I can say I've been at this weight comfortably for the last 2 years. I was at this weight last year. I'm at this weight this year. So I think I may have put on a couple of pounds of muscle. I can see it. I can feel it. But nothing crazy. And that's in 2 years. Growing muscle after 35, 45, even 50, growing muscles, man, it's impossible. It's almost impossible. You can do it, but it's almost impossible. It's hard work, man. You got to put that work in. You see how I train. I don't play around when I train, man. It's hard work. And just think, you got to be at this in order to look good, right? To look good, aesthetic. You got to be at this for years, consistently. That's why people quit. That's why 99% of the population is just, they're like, fuck it, I'm not doing it. That's too much work. I'd rather make money. I hear you. To each his own. We're 31 minutes in. We got about 3 more minutes. A little over 3 minutes left. We'll call it a day. We had 150 active calories, 196 total calories. Heartbeat is at 113. We got to pick that up a little bit. Yeah, I would recommend you guys watching the Andrew Huberman podcast on YouTube and watching the episode. The female that he had on there is a doctor. Not sure, maybe sports science or whatever. But man, she really broke it down. And it's relatively easy to understand too. But she simplifies it. And she says it. I mean, she's another one that believes that, you know, protein is king, obviously. You gotta have carbohydrates. And she was recommending that if you're having less than 50 grams of carbs a day, it's not enough. That low carb shit is crazy. And it's just not enough. You need carbs for the brain. You need carbs for muscle glycogen, for performance. You need it. I don't see how these guys do it without eating carbs, man. I don't understand. It's wild. What else? I can't wait for my chickens to start laying eggs, man. Another 3 more months, they'll start producing some homegrown eggs. I got 12 of them. Can't wait. So I can eat real organic chickens, okay? Real. None of this nonsense where they're, you know, you're buying the Ben & Jerry's or the Pete & Jerry's organic eggs. That's all nonsense, man. All that shit is nonsense. You guys are gonna see. When I crack my first one open, I'm gonna do a YouTube video. Show you the difference. Show you the difference in color. Obviously, I can't tell you what the difference is in taste, but you're gonna see the difference. What do my chickens eat? Bugs. Bugs and grass. Yes, sir. That's what we're doing. We're 34 minutes in, got about 20 seconds left. 160 active calories, 211 total calories. Heart rate's at 121. Yeah, we kept it honest today. Sweating my ass off. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna see you on the next one. Stop this right here. Yep, 162, 214 total, 35 minutes. All this hard work. If I went back in the house and I had a Coca-Cola, one bottle, I'm putting all this hard work right back into my body. Imagine that. Imagine that. I have a half a bagel, okay? A half a bagel. I just did all this work for nothing. I have 2 slices of bread. I just did all this work for nothing. I'm just saying, man. See you on the next one, guys.